You won't believe what just happened to Martell Holt, the reality TV star who kept millions of fans glued to their screens on Love and Marriage. Huntsville was suddenly caught in a terrifying car crash. One moment, he was living his usual fast-paced life. The next, his car was smashed on the side of a quiet road with no one around to help and barely any clues left behind. But was it really just an accident or something more? Let me tell you, this is where it gets interesting. It all started late one night when reports came in about a black SUV that had flipped over near a wooded area just outside Huntsville. It was Martell's vehicle. The news hit social media fast, and fans were panicking. He had been pulled from the wreck with serious injuries, unconscious, and barely breathing. People were asking, how did this happen? Was someone else involved? Why was he driving alone so late at night? But here's the shocking part. There were no signs of braking, no tire marks, nothing to suggest he had tried to stop the car. His wallet had been burned on one side, and his phone, it was completely missing. Emergency crews couldn't figure it out. Martell's car looked like it had hit something hard, then rolled over, but there was no other vehicle in sight. No animal, no tree, just twisted metal, broken glass, and a man everyone thought they knew now fighting for his life. And then came another twist. Someone living nearby said they heard a loud popping sound just before the crash. Not a screech or a slam. A pop, like a gunshot. But no weapon was found. And still the phone was gone, completely wiped from the scene like it had never existed. As news spread, fans and bloggers started doing what they always do, digging. Martell had been acting strange in the days leading up to the crash. One of his final Instagram stories showed a black screen with a quote, "Some folks smiling in your face while waiting for your fall." That wasn't random. People knew he was talking about someone. But who? Was this a warning? Was Martell trying to say something before everything went down? That's when the theory started blowing up online. Some said he had been arguing with someone the day before. Others claimed he was being followed. And a few people swore they saw him looking over his shoulder nervously at a gas station hours before the accident. This wasn't just gossip anymore. This was turning into a mystery. The craziest part, Martell had enemies, both in business and in his personal life. Some of them weren't just upset with him. They had reasons to want him gone. Things only got deeper from there. While Martell was lying in the hospital, unconscious and hooked to machines, whispers started to swirl. People close to him began acting strange, some too quiet, some too loud. His ex, Melody, didn't make any public statement at first, which had people raising eyebrows. And when she finally did speak, her words were odd. Instead of focusing on his recovery, she posted a cryptic message on her story. "God don't play about me." That was it. No pray for him. No hope he pulls through. Just that. Fans immediately started putting the pieces together. Did something go down between them right before the crash? Was this more than just bad luck? Meanwhile, the police weren't giving updates, and that silence made everything worse. No accident report was released, no toxicology results, nothing. And it didn't take long before fans started calling this a cover-up. Martell's team didn't help either. His manager gave a short, stiff statement asking for privacy, but refused to say what actually caused the crash. But let's be honest, the people wanted answers, and they weren't buying the silence. Around this time, a video surfaced from a local parking garage just hours before the crash. It showed someone who looked a lot like Martell, pacing back and forth, clearly stressed out. He was on the phone, waving his arms, looking around like he was being watched. But here's the twist. The footage cut off after 30 seconds. No one knows who leaked it. No one knows what happened next. But what made it even creepier? The parking garage camera mysteriously malfunctioned. Right after that, half the footage from that night was corrupted. Come on, how does that happen? Then came the real bombshell. An insider, someone who worked with Martell on past projects, came forward anonymously. They claimed Martell had been dealing with someone shady, a business deal gone wrong. Apparently, Martell had backed out of a big money project with a group of investors, and some of them weren't happy. The source said Martell was getting threats, but didn't want to go to the police because he didn't trust anybody. He was trying to handle it alone. That's when things really started spiraling. People began combing through his past few interviews, digging for clues, and what they found was chilling. Martell had mentioned being done with fake people more than once. He said he was ready to cut ties and that the next chapter might hurt some feelings. Was that his way of warning us something big was about to go down, or was he already being targeted? By this point, fans were no longer treating this as a simple car crash. They were convinced something wasn't right. The missing phone, the lack of a crash explanation, the security footage glitch, the strange social media posts, it all pointed to one thing. Someone didn't want Martell to speak. Someone wanted him silenced. And now that he was in a hospital bed, unable to talk, it seemed like they had succeeded. And just when it felt like the story couldn't twist any further, a mysterious phone call changed everything. A blogger known for digging up celebrity dirt claimed she received an anonymous call from someone who said they had the real story about Martell's crash. The caller didn't give a name, didn't leave a number, but what they said shook the internet. According to them, Martell wasn't alone in that car. That's right. They claimed a second person was in the passenger seat, someone important, and that person vanished before help arrived. No ambulance report mentioned anyone else. No media outlet asked about it. But this caller swore they had seen someone get out of the wreck before first responders showed up. That rumor exploded. Who could it have been? Melody, another woman, a business associate, a rival? People started combing through Martell's circle, analyzing every recent post, every tagged photo. And one name kept popping up. A woman named Tasha, who had been seen with Martell at multiple events, but was never mentioned in public. Suddenly, Tasha's social media went private. No posts, no comments, gone. Just like that. But that wasn't all. Someone leaked a screenshot of Martell's private text, allegedly from the night before the crash. One of the messages read, "I told you this was going to backfire. I'm not playing with them no more." Another said, "If something happens to me, check the people closest to me." The text couldn't be verified, but fans believed it. It sounded too much like something Martell would say. And if it was real, that meant he knew something was coming. He felt threatened. And nobody listened. Around the same time, a local mechanic came forward with a shocking claim. Martell had brought his car in just 2 days before the crash. He said Martell was worried about something feeling off with the steering, like it wasn't responding right. The mechanic said he did a quick check, but everything seemed fine. Now people were wondering, was it really a mechanical issue, or did someone tamper with the car after that visit? And if so, who? Even more unsettling was a voicemail that got leaked onto Twitter. It was low quality, hard to hear, but many swore it was Martell's voice. In it, the man sounded panicked. He said, "They think I don't know, but I do. If this is the end, at least I said it out loud." The voicemail ended abruptly with a car door slamming. Fans were heartbroken. It felt like a cry for help that no one heard in time. By now, it wasn't just fans talking. Major gossip pages, radio shows, and even mainstream blogs were picking this story up. And the pressure was on. People were demanding answers from the police, the hospital, and everyone in Martell's circle. But instead of clearing things up, the silence just made things worse. Every time someone didn't speak, it made them look guilty. Every private account, every declined interview, every no comment added fuel to the fire. It felt like everyone was hiding something. And Martell, he was still in that hospital bed, unconscious, or at least that's what we were told. Some folks started whispering that he might have already woken up, but someone was keeping him quiet. And then, as if this story hadn't already crossed every line between mystery and madness, someone finally cracked. Out of nowhere, a nurse from the hospital where Martell was being treated posted a cryptic TikTok. She didn't show her face, didn't say any names, but the caption said, "They told us to keep our mouths shut, but I know what I saw. He was awake." That post went viral within hours. Thousands of people demanded she speak out, but the video disappeared before most could even screenshot it. Her account? Deleted. Vanished into thin air, just like every other person who got a little too close to the truth. But the damage had already been done. That one sentence sent the entire internet into full investigation mode. If Martell had really woken up, why weren't we being told? Why hadn't there been an update from his family, the hospital, or even his castmates? People started tagging Love and Marriage. Huntsville producers demanding to know if they were covering up the truth for ratings. Some even accused the network of planning to turn the crash into a storyline, like Martell's near-death experience was just another episode cliffhanger. And then came the biggest twist of all. Martell's mother finally broke her silence. She went live on Instagram one evening, clearly shaken and emotional. Her voice trembled as she said, "There's a lot of lies going around. My son is not being silenced. He's resting. That's all I'm going to say." But that only raised more questions. Why didn't she deny the claims he had woken up? Why didn't she mention the mystery passenger, or the text, or the voicemail? Her live ended in tears, and viewers were left with more questions than answers. Within days, another shock hit. Martell's team released a photo. It showed him lying in a hospital bed, hooked to machines, eyes closed. It was meant to quiet the rumors, but instead, fans zoomed in and noticed something strange. The date on the medical chart next to his bed, it was from a week ago, not current, not live. That meant the photo was old or staged. More questions, more silence. But then everything just stopped. No more updates, no more leaks. The bloggers who were going hard on the story suddenly backed off. Pages that were covering every twist stopped posting about it. Martell's name faded from trending lists. It was like someone hit the brakes on the whole internet. And maybe that was the scariest part of all. Not the accident, not the rumors, but how quickly people backed away when it got too real, when the truth started creeping out from under the rug. Because what if the story wasn't just about a car crash? What if it was about something deeper, something darker? Martell Holt might have survived that wreck, but the question nobody could answer was, wait, would the truth survive too? And that's the real mystery.